Over the past 2 weeks, I've been deep in the trenches of web scraping with Python. I made mistakes, hit dead ends, but also I discovered shortcuts that saved me hours. In this video, I'll share my 4 biggest web scraping lessons so you don't repeat my mistakes. By the end, you'll know how to avoid brittle code, detect hidden APIs, and use AI the right way. Let's get started. My first lesson? Blindly trusting a third-party library for web scraping. Many smaller libraries are maintained by one person in their free time. If the website changes even slightly, the data won't get returned, and you will get few clues in the error messages. For example, I used a fork of the Sportsipy package to scrape the Basketball Reference website. When I tried to grab simple stats like player points, all I got back was none. But advanced stats like box plus minus still worked fine. The first thing I should have done was to inspect the full dataset. Libraries like this sometimes have a data frame method that lets you export everything into a CSV. From there, it's much easier to spot which fields are working and which aren't. Before you even write a line of scraping code, figure out if the site is server-side rendered, abbreviated as SSR, or client-side rendered, abbreviated as CSR. Here are 2 things you can do to test out if it is SSR or CSR. First, view page source. If you see the same content as in DevTools, it's SSR. Second, disable JavaScript and reload. If the page still works, it's SSR. If it shows a blank spinner, it's CSR. With SSR, the full HTML is ready to scrape with a classic web scraping tool like Beautiful Soup. With CSR, JavaScript builds the page after load, so you'll need to use something like Selenium or come up with a more sophisticated scraping strategy using the website's hidden API. Let's learn more about this in tip 3. Now, this is the biggest time saver. Skip Selenium when possible and tap into the website's hidden API. Selenium is heavy. It launches a full browser, waits for elements, and often breaks randomly. APIs, on the other hand, return raw data fast, and they rarely change as often as HTML layouts. Here's how to start. For REST APIs, grab the request from Chrome's Network tab, copy as curl, paste into the Insomnia desktop app, and test. For GraphQL APIs, install the GraphQL Network Inspector extension in Chrome. It neatly shows you all queries. Copy as curl, paste into Insomnia, and you're good to go. Once you know it is working in Insomnia, you can port the GraphQL query into your Python code. AI tools like ChatGPT can be game-changing, but only when used carefully. The ugly side: AI hallucinations. It once gave me fake attributes for a library that didn't exist, wasting hours. You should always use the library or API docs as your primary source of truth, not the AI. The good side: AI is fantastic for boilerplate. Hand it a long curl command and it'll convert it into clean Python code instantly. From there, you can refine and modularize your scraper. The bottom line is, you should use AI as an assistant you are very skeptical about, but not depend on it as your source of truth. So there you have it. Here's my recap of what I discovered during my 2 weeks of intensive web scraping learning. Number 1, don't blindly trust third-party libraries. Number 2, check whether a website is server-side rendered or client-side rendered before starting. Number 3, use the website's hidden APIs over Selenium. And finally, number 4, use AI wisely. If you want more in-depth information on the exact steps I used for each of these web scraping tips and strategies, check out my Medium article. The link is in the description. Also, feel free to like and subscribe if you found this video useful. Until next time, happy coding!